amendment.
My Lords, very briefly to just say that I'm very supportive of the amendments in the name of the Noble Lord, Lord Clement Jones and Baroness Maclean of Redditch, which I think have been spoken to very well and very strongly. I just wanted to talk about one particular case of a sex offender called Clive Bundy, who while in prison, who was in prison for some years for sexually abusing and raping his daughter, Kerry Lee Galvin, from a young age. So it was incestuous sexual abuse and rape. He went to prison in 2016. Before he was released from prison, he declared that he was a woman and changed his name via deed poll, helped and abetted by the prison authorities, as it were, very generously, to aid his release. There's a number of reasons why this issue has been brought to my attention. I've actually spoken about it in this House before. And the reason is because Clive Bundy changed his name to Claire Fox. And so, consequently, I know about it. Claire Fox now wanders freely, as it were. But the most important thing was I was contacted by his daughter, Kerry Lee Galvin. And before we had the Supreme Court ruling, I've actually raised this a number of times in a number of bills before, to note that Kerry Lee Galvin, as a victim, has been badly betrayed by this story. Because Kerry Lee Galvin was never told that her incestuous rapist father was being released because he wasn't. Claire Fox was. And of course, guess what? If you Google Claire Fox, there are horror stories that you'll get, but they're about me, not him. In all seriousness, though, it was a deed poll change. Clive Bundy might well be on the sex offenders register, but Clive Bundy doesn't exist. Claire Fox exists, but Claire Fox is Clive Bundy, the rapist, and therefore is free to live in the same town as his daughter, which he has done, and harassed her. And I won't go into the details, but Kerry Lee Galvin has been incredibly brave in giving up her anonymity to talk about this story to the press various times, and as she says, can't get anywhere when she's tried to lobby on this point. But that therefore, in theory, Claire Fox, Clive Bundy, not on a sex offenders register, can apply to work with young children in the local area where her daughter goes to nursery, and nobody knows that that person is a child rapist. There must be something the government can do to strengthen, therefore, the safeguarding that I know is the intention of the government in this group of amendments, and therefore I think the two amendments should be seriously taken up by the government as not contradicting your aims, but helping ensure that your aims are more than just written on paper, but that actually do protect victims and future victims. It is not a question of making a moral judgment, let me say. I don't care whether Clive Bundy thinks that he's a woman or not. That's irrelevant to me. I don't even care that he's taken my name, which, by the way, is a fashionable thing to do, to use a gender-critical name. It's a kind of form of trolling, apparently. Happens in America quite a lot. That's irrelevant to this. The point is, how do we protect people when we say we've got a sex offenders register that does not reflect reality? By the way, the special privacy measures are given, and when I've asked questions in the past, I've been told that because this person has chosen to change gender and therefore is now, we cannot investigate Clive Bundy. And if Clive Bundy, as Claire Fox, turns up for a meeting to volunteer with the Girl Guides, no one can even ask, are you the same person? I mean, we can't even go there. It's ridiculous. Not what the government wants, therefore I hope the government is open to these two very important changes of amendments on deed poll and on gender recognition certificates.